Hey, it's Noah, and welcome back to iHollywood TV. Well, Kelly Yang is the #1 New York Times bestselling author of many books for young readers, including the Front Desk series. Her new novel, Top Story, just hit shelves this week. Please welcome Kelly this morning on the show. Hi, Kelly. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's so nice to have you on the show this morning. So let's go ahead and get started. So, like your protagonist and top story, Mia Tang, you also grew up in California with parents who worked in motels after immigrating from China. In fact, the front desk is a reference to the job you had in the motel your family worked in when you were a child. So, tell us about your childhood and how you were able to use that to create the character of Mia Tang.
Absolutely. So my parents and I immigrated to America when I was 6 years old. I didn't speak any English. That first year was really hard for me. My parents also
Yeah.
struggled to find a job and finally got a job working at a motel. Now, we didn't have any
Mm.
hospitality industry experience, but we were like, yeah, how hard can it be? It was really hard. I got into the job and it was really quickly apparent to me that my parents are going to have to spend all day cleaning the rooms, which meant that there was nobody to take care of the front desk. And so even though I was
Mm.
8 years old and I was like this tall, I decided that I was going to do this job. I was going to try. And of course, everybody at first was like, huh? They would look at me and they were like, no, I'm not giving you my credit card. No, thanks. But then I had to quickly, convince them that I was in charge, that I could help them, that I could solve their problems. When I was, a mom, I realized, oh my gosh, that's a really great story. It's a really great lesson for kids to take action, to, get creative with problem solving, and to have a great attitude when it
Mhm.
comes to work.
It seems like Kelly working at a hotel would be so much fun. I have, one time I applied to work at a hotel. I never got the job thanks to the hotel company that I will not name, but it seems like it would be fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And you know what? I had a great time with the customers. I had a really great customer service attitude. I would help them with their problems. I mean, there was like very limited things I could do, but I remember constantly giving out free pillows and doing all kinds of stuff to make people feel more at home, changing the vending machines. It was a lot of fun. So I put
Oh,
the
the vending machine, Kelly.
book.
Now, the first front desk novel in the series was published 5 years ago, but why did you want to return to Mia Tang and tell more of her story?
Yeah. So this is the fifth book. The first few books were really about survival, right? As an immigrant, you're just worried
Yeah.
about food on the table. Is there going to be a roof over my head? How stable is that roof? And so the first few books were about getting them to the point where they felt safe and comfortable, that they would have a place to live. But now that we're in the fifth book, we can start exploring other things like, okay, now that I have food on the table and I have a roof over my head, can I go for my dream in this country? Is that a possibility? And so in Top Story, Mia goes to San Francisco because she has an opportunity to go to journalism camp and she wants to be a writer. So suddenly she's at the table with all these people and she's so excited and she wants to find her top story. So she's digging around for stories. She's running around all over town. But what does it mean to be at this table? And is she still getting like paid as well as everybody else? Does she get to have all the perks? Like what is the sacrifice? And she has to learn
Mhm.
to value her own work and to know her worth, which is a really hard lesson for I think a lot of people to understand, especially in the creative industries.
Mhm.
We're so grateful to even be able to have a job that sometimes we forget the
Yeah.
value of our work.
Now, Kelly, talk to me about how you were able to find the voice of a 10-year-old girl, Mia.
Yeah, it's funny. I think fundamentally I'm like stuck in the fifth grade. I never evolved. I think I peaked in fifth grade. I never evolved past that. I had the best time in fifth grade. I had an amazing teacher. I had my first crush. So it just always like was
Oh.
cemented in my mind as the best experience ever. And so for me to tap into that voice isn't really hard. I think what's hard is when I actually have to be an adult with my own kids. That's
Mhm.
that's hard.
Kelly, they always say when you're in school, those are the best years because when you get out of school, you have to become an adult, you have to pay bills, all
Yeah.
sorts of things that adults do in their daily lives. And, I always hated school, but gosh, I wish I could go back to the first grade or second grade. Those were some good times, weren't they, Kelly?
Yeah, I know, where you can just have fun and you can have these like really earnest conversations with your friends, about what you want to
Yep.
be in the future and things, all these shenanigans you're getting up to. It was a really fun time.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. And I just want to point this out to the audience. Both of your parents left behind successful careers in China to come to the US. How did they prepare you for success in your new home?
I don't think that anyone was prepared for success. I mean, I think that we were just trying to get by. It was a really hard life at first. I think, though, my parents, one of the things they did was they always taught me the value of hard work. They didn't tell me to expect success, that it's not supposed to come easy, and that's just
Hmm.
not the way it is, right? Like, only people who work hard, you have to have that grit, and it really has to be about your attitude, your positivity, right? Getting back on that horse when things don't work your way, don't work out the way you want, right? Having that resilience. I think that's where the real important, values come from. And that's what gets you through all the ups and downs in life.
Very well said, Kelly. And also, too, you attended college at age 13 and Harvard Law School at 17. Oh, you smarty pants, you, Kelly. Clearly, you were very gifted. But what advice do you have for other newcomers to this country about how to navigate a new culture and still honor your history?
Yeah, that's hard. It's a hard thing. I think it took me a long time to learn that my uniqueness is an asset. It's not something to be ashamed of.
Hmm.
I think a lot of newcomers are in
Yeah.
such a rush to assimilate that we gloss over parts of ourselves that are different, that are unique, that are special. And I think that what this country is really good at is honing in on those unique gifts, right? And making sure that we can
Hmm.
add them to whatever company or whatever place we're working for. And that's something that took me a really long time to realize, because I didn't have books like Front Desk growing up, and I never really saw myself represented. I was really worried about people finding out that my parents and I lived in a motel and had this weird job after school. But now I'm really proud of it. And I'm hopeful that now that we have these books, the next generation, they can be really proud of all of the parts of themselves too.
Well, I'm so glad that you brought the Front Desk series to all of us. Top story. It's now available in bookstores today. Go pick up a copy, you guys. Kelly Yang, thank you so much for coming on the show. What a nice conversation, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much. It was awesome.
Thank you. My pleasure. You take care now.
Bye. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Have you always loved when you receive a box of roses but hate to see them go in just a few days? Well, not anymore with Rose Forever. They share a variety of colors and rose boxes with natural roses that will last for a year as if being freshly picked, like these beauties right here. They use natural oil to preserve the roses, and the bouquets are handcrafted by professional flowers artisans. Rose Forever is a New York-based brand that launched in 2019, and the great thing that I love so much about this specific brand is that all the materials they use to cover the boxes are vegan, even the pink suede and the black velvet as well. I have allergies, and yet sometimes roses might bother me, but not Rose Forever because they are allergen free, thank gosh. To get yours today and to see the selection they have to offer you, visit their website roseforever.com and get 20% off by using my code iHollywoodTV20 with a 20% discount to your first purchase of a rose box. Get these or get any color that you want. That is iHollywoodTV20. Visit roseforever.com today.